Welcome to our channel where we give tips for surviving motherhood and provide a place for honest conversations about women's mental health. We make new videos every Monday, every week. We hope you like our video and don't forget to subscribe below. Today we're going to be talking about self-care. Self-care has become such a buzzword, but really when we talk about self-care, we're not talking about the big things like going to the spa, getting massages. While those are really nice, we know in the everyday life, especially during that perinatal period of pregnancy and postpartum, care can include really just the basics, making sure you're getting frequent, nutritious meals, make sure you're getting sleep, at least 4 hours, 4 to 5 hours is ideal, making it to those doctor's appointments to take care of yourself and your basic needs.
So while we also have our basics of self-care, and during the perinatal period, the food, water, and sleep are the most important for us to take care of. We also have some deeper levels of self-care that we can look at. And these are all about looking at what you really need in this moment and looking at all areas of your life to determine that. So here are a few of the domains. The physical domain, such as the food, water, sleep, working out. The social domain, which is all about relationships with others, be it your partner, your family, just your social life with peers. Your personal domain, which is about hobbies, taking breaks, intellectual care, and career. The practical domain, which looks at financials and saying no to people and saying no to things that are outside of what you feel like you can do at that time. And then the last one is the emotional domain, and it looks at us identifying our emotions, processing them, and handling them in a healthy way. So how do we make time for self-care? What are some tips and tricks?
That is a really good question. And especially when you talk about all those domains, I know it can sound really overwhelming when you have a busy life or you have a new baby and you're trying to think about how am I supposed to incorporate all those domains into my life already, and that can add like another pressure, another stress, and feel overwhelming. So I say, while it's great to know all of those domains and keep them in mind, know that it's okay to not be fulfilling every need in every domain all the time. I think it's important to figure out a way to stay proactive so you can stay on top of those self-care needs before you get to that really stressed out level. So that means looking at how you have things structured to make sure you are getting the basics, like getting in food, that you're getting in sleep. And even with the idea of taking time for yourself, like we talked about, you may not have time for a spa day every week or massages every week. That's not practical, both financially and time-wise. But maybe what is practical is doing something smaller, like having a 20-minute break each day, where during that 20 minutes, you are not responsible for anybody else but yourself. And you can use that 20 minutes to do whatever replenishes you, whether it's sitting down with a cup of tea or coffee, whether it's sitting down and looking through a magazine or a book, whether it's laying down for 20 minutes, whatever that might look like, scheduling that into your day can be a way to help give yourself that self-care. So really taking it in small doses. So looking at what are some little things you can do to incorporate into your life. So maybe looking at those domains and maybe taking what are the top two. If you're struggling emotionally, if you are struggling with anxiety, depression, maybe looking at that and what you can do to get some help. Whether that's joining a support group, whether that's connecting with friends, whether that's finding a therapist to talk to. Or maybe looking at the domain of physical needs and finding ways to incorporate some physical activity into that, whether that's taking a small walk every day, or joining a gym or finding a community workout. And then also finding a way to work in, if you're a new mom that has a baby, finding a way, how can you work that into your life? Whereas before, maybe you did have 2 hours a day that you could dedicate to going to the gym and working out. But now that you're with a baby and you don't have childcare, your workout might look different. Maybe that looks like going for a walk around the block, taking a jog with a jogging stroller. Finding ways to incorporate baby into self-care can work as well. And then on top of all of that, I think for those to work is really shifting our mindset to valuing self-care. I know that's something I struggle with, that we value being busy. We're in a culture of being busy, always being on the go. And as moms, we're always taking care of others, that the idea of slowing down or taking time for ourselves feels really selfish. If we're sitting down on the couch for 20 minutes, we might be looking around and thinking of all the to-dos we have on our list. So I think really remembering that you can't give from an empty cup. So if you're taking care of your needs and keeping your cup full and replenished, then you'll be in a better place to take care of others. And I think that research has also shown that we need those 2 20-minute breaks a day just to help our adrenal system, our stress system lower and replenish. So those are some ways to kind of get started on self-care, is maybe pick one domain or 2 domains and find a way you can incorporate it into your life. And then later on, you can always add more. So definitely, we don't want this to be adding more stress, to find ways for that self-care. Alicia, what are some tips, or what does your self-care look like? Can you share with us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think some tips I would say is treat it as an experiment. Pick a few things and give it a few days or a week and see if you start feeling a difference. If you don't, maybe it was a tip or trick that was better for somebody else. If it is something that you start feeling a difference with, then that's one to add to your list to use yourself. Another trick and tip I kind of use is scheduling it into my day. If I just say I'm going to do it at some point, well, some point can be weeks or months away. But if I literally schedule it in and I say every Thursday at 1 o'clock is my self-care time, then it's there and I'm making sure it happens. So those are a few things that I do. My self-care, I think, that is most helpful for me is mindfulness. That's a really hard one, but just really trying to stay present in the moment and enjoy what I'm doing in that moment, whether it's playing with my little girl or having a cup of coffee or enjoying a favorite snack or going for a walk outside, just trying to really be present during that instead of in my head worrying about those to-dos.
Mm-hmm.
The second one would probably be the simple thing of getting my nails done. I love being able to look down and see that they're done and look crisp and clean and fresh and ready to go. So, what about for you, Bina?
Let's see, that's a really good question too. I really also like the idea of scheduling. Trying to schedule things in really does help. And then also that allows us to be present. So for example, I can have the mindset of there's always going to be things to do. Like the to-do list never really goes away. So if I'm saying to myself, okay, these next 2 hours, I'm going to sit with the kids and play with them or watch a movie, or we're going to go for a walk or have an afternoon together, then I kind of set that time is intentional for that. And that all the to-dos and the housework and the chores, they will still be there and they can be done later. And then also blocking my day, like trying to keep like, okay, work hours during this time, and then evening hours for these activities really helps. And then one big area of domain that I focus on is the physical, which is the exercise and the working out. As therapists, we spend a lot of our time sitting, so we're not very active, and we need to be able to be emotionally present for people. And so I've been fortunate enough to find a community workout that provides social support and motivation, as well as a workout that I enjoy. And so I really do schedule that time in, whether that's waking up early to make it to those workouts, going in the evening. That 1 hour in my day to do that really helps the rest of my day and the rest of my week go more smoothly, and I can be way more productive and physically and emotionally just feel in a better place. And then one other area that's important for me is I'm a very social person. I really like connecting with people. So about once a month, I make sure I have time to kind of get those social needs met, spend time with people that feel me, that's not about work, that's just about joy. And those friendships are really important to me as well.
Comment below and tell us about what energizes you. What is a good self-care tip and trick that you use and something that you really enjoy that helps replenish? That's all for today. Today we discussed self-care. Thank you for watching. If you or someone you know is struggling with a perinatal mood and anxiety disorder, reach out to the PSI warmline listed in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos about surviving motherhood. Bye.
Bye.